Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of Fast Break Best, presented by Betting Bros. You know me, you know the voice of the guy is me, really real, villain real. Terrell from Virginia here at your service. Tuh, a great day. What a great day. What a great day. 3-0 sweep on the show. And I mean, the lanes and the sides were pretty spot on. To Atlanta plus 12 and a half. I kind of really liked that bet. That bet ended up cashing, but in the plays that we actually bet, Alicia Gray over 15 and a half points. She had 14. First quarter, 5 for 5, 14 points. Not even a sweat. Not even a sweat in the early game. Then we come to the late game. Gray, just huge day for us. Gray. Chelsea Gray in the evening game, over 5.5 assists. That was at plus money. You cashed that ladder all the way up to 8. Nice payout there. And then Chelsea Gray over 11.5 points. We get that by the hook on a nice step back mid range jumper, and that feels good. Quiet as kept. Playoffs started over the weekend. We're looking at the board. I mean, I'm not trying to jinx anything here, but it's 6-1 right now. So we're getting, and not only 6-1 in just the picks, but we just cashed the extra plus money on the great assists as well. Like, very good start to the playoffs. Makes you get a little confidence. And I got three more plays that I like. But oh man, that second round series between the Aces and the Liberty really is gonna feel like a final series. I to the point of I have no idea on the other side of how they're gonna come off of that series, because that's gonna be an emotionally charged, really good series. I don't even know. The books haven't released the lines yet, and I'm glad they haven't because I don't know who I'm picking yet. I'm gonna have to see the lines, and maybe I'll just take whoever's plus money. But I think both of these two teams are championship teams. The Aces are playing their best basketball all year. All year they're playing their best basketball, defending, scoring when they need to score. They would like to be more consistent on offense, but it looks really good for this Aces team, and very dangerous 4 seed. Very dangerous 4 seed. All right, gonna talk to you about the 3 plays that I have, but first I gotta talk to you about the Betting Pros app. Make sure you go ahead and get that Betting Pros app. It's free to download wherever you get your apps on iOS and Android. With the Sportsbook Sync, you can automatically track your bets from all major sportsbook in one spot. You can go out there and, hey, easily monitor your bet performance by sport and bet type, including game picks, props, parlays, all of that, custom betting systems to find winning trends and profitable opportunities. And so, hey, you can go get a free trial of Betting Pros Premium, actually. Like, BettingPros Premium has a whole list of new world options for you. So download the app, activate your trial on the upgrade screen, and go ahead and get it. It's a free trial. Betting Pros. Make sure you get that Betting Pros app wherever you get your apps on the App Store. All right, 3 plays for a Wednesday in the WNBA. Let's talk about the first game up. That's going to be the Indiana Fever in Connecticut for game 2 of their series. Connecticut's up 1-0. Line open up Connecticut -7.5. It's now down to 6.5. 163.5 is the total. So, general thoughts on the game. I still think Connecticut wins. I think the Indiana Fever have an issue that they need to tackle in free agency now. So Indiana, trying to take you back in time. Indiana 2 years ago, because last year would be Aaliyah Boston's first year. So 2 years ago, Indiana was one of the worst teams ever in the history of the W, ever. They needed help everywhere. They go back to back first round picks, Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark. Now they have offense. They have to work on the defensive side of the ball. The defense still looks as bad as it did 2 years ago when they were one of the worst teams in basketball. And that's going to take time. That's going to take personnel. That's going to take scheme. All of that's not happening in a day. That's going to stop Connecticut from doing anything that they did offensively last game. I don't think so. So I think Indiana is going to fight for their lives here. I do. I think that they're going to be extremely competitive. I think that they're going to shoot the ball a little bit better. I think there's still going to be some very, very good defensive moments by the Sun. But ultimately, I think Indiana is going to cash in on opportunities slightly more than they did last game. However, I don't think they're going to guard a soul. Not a soul. So that makes me nervous about laying the six. I mean, about taking the 6.5. Even though I do kind of sideways think Indiana can cover, I feel gut in my head, I probably still take Connecticut because I think Connecticut wins the game. And I just can't get there with Indiana right now. However, like I said, I think Indiana shoots the ball a little bit better. I think Connecticut is going to continue to do what they do and continue to force Indiana to turn the ball over. Kayla Clark actually had a pretty good turnover game in that first game. I think that's going to regress a little bit more to the mean. She's going to take more chances, be more aggressive offensively, not only in creating for herself, but creating for others. And I think that's going to create turnover. And with those turnovers, like they created in the last game, I think they're going to get out in fast break, whole lot of offense, more points scored, get to the foul line. I say all this to say over 163.5 is play number one for this game. Taking the over, I think Connecticut is going to get over their team total as well. If anybody wants to play the Connecticut team total again, that's at 85.5. So it only went up a point and they scored, what was it, 93 points? Yeah, 93 points in that first game. Look, slightly better woes for Indiana offensively, not a 69-point game, but ultimately, I think Connecticut's still going to get this done. I just think the playoff pedigree, especially when it comes down to the wire, if Indiana does make this a game and we get to the fourth quarter and we get to, hey, you got to be able to create stops, you got to be able to manufacture offense. I think Connecticut can take over a fourth quarter, even if Indiana in this game. So points, 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 points. I like points over 163.5. I think that line is on the move too. All right. Play number two. We're sticking in this game. Guys, I don't know if you watched the first game. And if you didn't, you can go on the WNBA app. So download WNBA app. Free promo WNBA. You're welcome. So you can go onto the WNBA app and you can actually watch. They have like condensed games. I don't know if you're like one of those, college football. If you go on YouTube, they'll have condensed games of college football games. They have condensed games where it's not just highlights, but you get to see, a little bit more of the game on the WNBA app. So I would definitely say go check that out because if you go look at that and you look at who was getting offense and how they were getting offense for the Indiana Fever, it was all Aaliyah Boston. It was Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston looks so good. She was not afraid to go at Brianna Jones and go out Alyssa Thomas. She was getting to the free throw line. She was getting her shot on the inside, playing the pick and roll with Caitlin Clark. Like very, very, very good offensive production by Aaliyah Boston in that first game. And really, when you look at what Aaliyah Boston has done all season, she's been very, very good. And so looking at her over her last 10 games, she's been over this 6 of the last 10, 17, 10, 15, 14, 6, 30. That 30 against Atlanta is insane. 20 and 24. So 6 of the last 8, she's been over that line. You look at her going up against Connecticut, she had that 17 last game, 10, 14, and 10 and a 4 earlier in the first game of the season. But I just think that this is another opportunity where Aaliyah can just play the style of basketball that she knows how to play, where she gets the ball in the post and she kind of can go at them and make a move and either get to the foul line or get herself in position to make a really good shot. She's been probably one of the better consistent options over the course of the entire season for this team. I think she has another good matchup. I think 13.5 is way too short. They're going to continue to go to her, especially when they need a bucket. I think they're going to continue to go to her. I think Caitlin Clark trusts her, and they have such good chemistry on that pick and roll that there's plenty of opportunities in a game where I think the offense is going to be a lot better, a lot more fluid. Yeah, Aaliyah Boston over 13.5 points. All right, play number 3. That's it for that game. We're going to go to the second game. Phoenix Mercury on the road going to play the Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota's up 1-0. Elimination game here. 160.5 is the total. Minnesota's laying 9. So, general thoughts. Differences I expect from game 1 to game 2 is I expect the Phoenix Mercury not to make every shot for about roughly 2 quarters. Maybe 2 quarters and a little bit extra, but from man, I wish I knew the exact time, but it was like some point in that second quarter to all the way to the fourth quarter. It felt like the Phoenix Mercury made every single shot they took. Every one. The offense, like from 3, Natasha Cloud, Diana Taurasi, Kalia Copper, Celeste Taylor hit a 3 from the wing. Sophie Cunningham. The threes were raining, and that's what got them in the game. The offense got them back in the game. I don't think that offense is gonna save them this time around. I think that if it starts to get ugly, I think that the adjustments by Cheryl Reeve and to take away the 3 ball because they know, as I know, as many probably know, especially for the Mercury, when that 3 goes cold, especially on the road, it's over. It's over. And very funny, Nafisa Collier said that she wanted to retire Diana Taurasi in this game, which, is true. Like hey, I think it'd be cool if I retired her this game. Like, yeah, because we don't want to go to Phoenix. I do think that if they go to Phoenix, there's a possibility that Phoenix could get absolutely just scorching hot from 3 and upset them. So I think they understand that too. I think they understand, hey, we want to go ahead and get this done and end this now on our floor. So I lean Minnesota laying the 9. I really like the under here as well. I really do. I'm not giving it out, but I really like the under. Honestly, the only reason I'm not giving it out is because I gave it out on my other show. And I don't know. I don't like giving out like my lock on that show and making one of my picks on this show. I just feel like double dipping. And now I've double dipped a couple of times. And I feel like it went bad more than it went good. And I just told myself I wasn't going to double dip ever again. And so I can't give that out because I gave it out on my other show. So do with that information as you wish. However, what I am giving out here, Natasha Cloud, over 11.5 points. Now, I understand we have a lot of listeners that do not or have not watched the WNBA in the past. Maybe you came with me along this ride of starting the WNBA Gambling Podcast because when I started the WNBA Gambling Podcast, not it, there really wasn't a lane, honestly, truly, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I don't recall seeing any other WNBA gambling type podcast at all. Now there's multiple of them out there right now. I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure we were the first, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Somebody else might have been doing it somewhere. Like not gonna try to take that. Nope. I don't want no smoke with nobody. I don't want nobody be like, oh, he tried to claim it. Nope. 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 I'm just saying what I saw. But I digress. All of that to say, Natasha Cloud, and I really hate that I didn't bet this last time and she had that 33-point game because it only made sense. Natasha Cloud, who is a NBA comp for a player that when they get into the playoffs, they just absolutely go nuclear? Is it Jimmy Butler? Is Natasha Cloud the Jimmy Butler comp? But yeah, because she does. Well, she's got a ring. Jimmy doesn't have a ring. She has a ring. Um, yeah, I think Jimmy Butler is probably the comp. Drop in the comment section, if you think of somebody else that I'm just not thinking of right now. My brain is kind of spaced out, but I'm sure there's another person that just turns up crazy in the playoffs. But that's Natasha Cloud. And if you want proof, of course I came with receipts. Come on, you thought I wasn't coming with receipts? Yes, I came with receipts. All right, let's look at Natasha Cloud's last few playoff games. 33, 33, 4, 21, 16, 18, 13, 19, 9, 13, 11, 5, 18, 12. I just want you to know, I just read off the 2024, 2023, 2022, and 2019 where they won the championship playoffs. I just want you to know Natasha Cloud does that when she gets into the playoffs. Really, really, really good. And if you're thinking, "Oh, that's a different Washington team," and no, she was still the third option on that team as she is now. Really, but she's like the fourth option now, honestly. But she's like, yeah, she was like third or fourth option because on that team you had Mieseman still, you had Ariel Atkins, EDD was the number one option. Like there were so many other options than Natasha Cloud, but she consistently came up big for them in the playoffs. So here we are looking at Natasha Cloud with the points prop of 11.5 at plus money. For Natasha Cloud, who in her last 10 games has gone over this prop 7 times: 33, 4, 13, 18, 17, 3, 13, 5, 12, 18. Head to head, she's gone over this line against Minnesota in 3 of the 4 matchups this season: 33, 12, 14, and oh, wait, no, 3 of the 5. I'm sorry. So, but she's done it in 3 straight. Natasha Cloud, when she's being aggressive, looking for her own shot, because we know Natasha Cloud creates for others. When she's being aggressive, looking for her own shot, she's so good at hoops, man. Like really, really good at basketball, getting to the basket. The threes are just an extra. I'm really planning on this without threes. If she goes out there and starts hitting threes, that's just bonus. But I'm expecting her to get to the basket, get to the free throw line. 12 points, 100% in the run possibility for Natasha Cloud. If she does half as much as what she did last game, we cash. So I'm here with Natasha Cloud over 11.5 points. And there you go. That's it. Natasha Cloud over 11.5 points. Aaliyah Boston over 13.5 points. And the over in the Indiana Fever and Connecticut Sun game. All right. Make sure you get those reviews in. BettingPros.com/fast. Make sure you get those reviews in. We're going to go ahead and give away an Gary Payton autograph ball. So please, 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 please drop those reviews. All right. Make sure you give us a follow at Betting Pros on X and TikTok. Give us a follow at Betting Pros NFL on Instagram. And yeah, hey, like, comment, subscribe. YouTube.com/Betting Pros. I'm at really real __. And we should so we know that we're not getting a game 3 and 2 series. We'll see if either of the dogs can come up big and force us into a game 3. Other than that, NBA futures, WNBA series preview, and then we'll get back into the games when they have the next ones. All right. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just end it like this. We are Out of here.